Hey, Team True Blue family. My name is Tori Hill out of Houma, Louisiana, and I am so humbled to be your August virtual training host. Wait till you hear this lineup. First, I want you to make sure you have your Axio and you have your notebook and your pen and you're ready to take some amazing notes. A little bit about me. Been in Lifevantage for 8.5 years. My husband Tim and I joined back in 2010. All we've done since day one and still do every single day is follow a system, and it works. We were teachable, we were coachable, we had burning desire for change, and we had work ethic, and we've carried that on till today. 16 months into Lifevantage, we left 4 jobs. And 21 months into the company, we hit the rank of Pro 7 and we're knocking on the door of Pro 8. All by following ITT, Invite, Tool, Team. Today we have Master Pro 10, Lynette Cunningham, one of my mentors out of Florida, that puts a big smile on my face. I hope it does for you too. She's going to be here today to tell us how to use ITT to build our business, something we should be doing every day. So make sure you're ready to take some notes from Master Pro 10 Lynette Cunningham. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this for us today. And thank you for all that you and Brandon do.
Hey, you guys, I am excited to be here with you, taking part in this training. I'm going to be covering the portion in regards to doing it. ITT, Invite, Tool, Team. As you know, this is how we do the business. Now, I know when I was new, I didn't completely understand the dynamics of why it's important to kind of follow that methodology. It is our system. It is how we build our business. So we're going to break that down a little bit for you today, and as well as how you go about doing that. The reason it's important that you follow the system of Invite, Tool, Team is because it's duplicable. Anybody can do that. When you get involved in this business, you do not have to get an overnight education. You can immediately start inviting people to the information, and because you're using a tool, because you're using the team for third-party validation, it requires that you know nothing, really. It allows you to build this business with that ignorance on fire mentality. I feel like that is the window of time in your business that you can accomplish so very much because you're excited, and people respond not to what you say, but how they feel about what you say. And so for a brand new person who's excited about this opportunity, they can do that. They can invite somebody, they can transfer that feeling of excitement, and then they can use the tool and the team to, actually get the information in that person's hand. So it's duplicable. Here's the other thing. You've got people who come into this business with all different backgrounds, all different levels of influence. You may have a doctor get involved with you, and they obviously have a higher level of influence than a lot of the people that they're going to bring into the business. If they were using their knowledge and their, history of what they know and what they've been able to accomplish, well, then the people that come in, maybe one of their patients gets involved in the business, they can't duplicate what the doctor's done. So it's important that everything we do can be duplicated. It's why we got involved in this business, right? We wanted to be able to have a leveraged income and to create and generate an income based off of the efforts of others as opposed to just ourselves. So if we're using our level of influence and we're using our skill sets to enroll other people, that's not necessarily going to gain you the leverage that you're looking for, but doing it will, okay? So that's kind of the mindset behind using that system of ITT. Anybody can do it. So let's talk a little bit about the invite itself. When people get involved in this business, they're always looking for that perfect invite. And the reality is there's really no perfect invite. The perfect invite is what rolls off of your tongue the easiest. If it feels to you like you're saying something to your contact that's scripted, they feel like you're saying something to them that's scripted. It's more important that you're genuine and that you're real with people. And you know what? People relate and appreciate when you're being honest and upfront with them. So if you're saying something and it feels awkward, acknowledge it. If you've invited somebody and as you're saying it, you're like, stumbling all over your words, just stop and say, I'm so sorry. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm new to this, but I really, really feel strongly about getting this information in your hands. So forgive me for butchering how I'm trying to get the information to you. But if you're open to it, I'd like to just have you watch a video that's a few minutes long that'll give you an overview and it'll explain it far better than I could. Wouldn't that be better than continuing down this robotic path of an invite? So just be real with your contacts and your friends. They, people will relate to that far better. But I wanted to jot down just a couple of ideas for invites. As you guys are aware, at teamtrueblue.org, there's scripts of different invites just to give you some ideas of something that may resonate with you. But I also jotted down a couple that I just wanted to share with you, just to give you a couple examples so you don't have to go straight to the website to find it. But, a real simple one is just asking somebody, hey, are you open to making other ways of making money? That can be used in really any area that you come into contact with somebody, whether they're offering you some type of service or a friend, whatever. That's just a real easy one to use, broad spectrum. Or how about, how long have you been a nurse? And let them tell you. Do you love it? Let them tell you, depending on what it is. I know we've used that a lot with waiters or waitresses. How long have you been waiting tables? Oh, do you love it? Or is this your main gig? Is this what you see yourself doing years down the road? Open, honest, and genuine with people. And a lot of times the reply is, no, this is just a means to make a little extra money or whatever the case may be. And then you go, well, hey, you may or may not be interested, but I found something that may be pretty significant and be worth you looking into. Can I get your number? I'll send you a video that'll give you a little idea of what I'm talking about. Conversational is key. If it's your close contacts, they are familiar with what you've done for your livelihood for years. You may say, hey, you know that I've been doing such and such for so long. But what you may not know is, and then share something real with people. I think a lot of times we put our wall up. We don't really want people to know the inside scoop. I'll use us for example. The businesses that Brandon and I were running prior to Lifevantage, they were very successful. Our friends didn't know how bad Brandon hated what he was doing, because you don't walk around broadcasting that you're miserable with work, especially when it's providing very well for your family. And so it wasn't something that we went around broadcasting. So a lot of our friends just thought we were good, right? They had no idea. So a great invite for us was, as you guys know, we've been running the business of doing interior restoration of automobiles. But what you may not know is we've really grown to hate the process involved in doing it. And when you're self-employed and making good money, it's really hard to switch gears. But we found something that is going to be a true blessing for our family. And I'd love to share it with you. Do you have a few minutes that I could send you a video? Simple, right? One thing that I do like to include a lot of times in my invite is it may or may not be for you. I found something I'm super excited about, may or may not be for you, but I'd love for you to take a look, or it's worth your time to take a look at it. The reason I like that is because I feel like it gives your contact the green light or the understanding that you're not going to be attached to their result. That if they say no, it's okay. You're telling them in advance, may or may not be for you, but I felt compelled to share it with you. So that's just something that I like to include in there personally. Make it your own. Do it the way that you feel is going to make sense with your contacts, and that's where you'll have the most success. Like I said, remember that it's not as important what you're saying as it is how you're making them feel about what you're saying. So be true to yourself. You know, a lot of times people are like, well, okay, that's fine, but what tool do I use? You know, I've got the invite down. I know how I want to invite my friends to this. And I'm just going to tell you, you guys, I feel like the invite, there are so many different ways that you can invite. It has a whole lot to do with what you're inviting them to. You know, I've got some people, for example, I bought a piece of furniture, and the person that I wanted to share the information with, my motive in sharing the information with her was that her father was battling cancer. Okay. I had just met her. She opened up to me that her father was battling cancer. I didn't feel that to be an appropriate time to say, hey, there's a business you should know about. So I felt compelled to go a little more product heavy because I genuinely wanted her father to have the product. Now time passes and I can go back to that person and share the business with them. But because my motive in getting the information to her initially was based on health, that invite looked different than an invite when I'm inviting somebody to the business. And know that that's okay, right? If you're doing this business, there's a multitude of reasons that you're doing it, but no doubt one of them is because you care about your health and you care about the health of others. And so it's okay to invite somebody to the product only, but know that you're going to get a customer in doing that. If you're inviting your friend to this information, then you want it to be kind of like a buffet is the way I say it. I don't want to decide for somebody what they want from this information. I don't want to decide if they're only going to want the product or if they're only going to be interested in the business. I want to put it out there for them the same way I would a buffet and let them pick and choose what they want. I do my job of putting it out there. They pick what they want. So your invite is going to be contingent on the person that you're inviting it to. And maybe you want to invite, you know, depending on what you're inviting them to, if you're having, if you're using for your team or for your third party, an in-home meeting or like a Zoom where you're inviting people to a private Zoom for your contacts to learn about, or a Facebook Live or whatever the case may be, you may want to classify it. Maybe you go, okay, these people, because of this, and this in their life, I'm just going to really do more of a product heavy call. We're going to include the business too, but it's going to be more product heavy. This group of people, straight entrepreneurs. I mean, they're not as concerned with their health as maybe some others are, but they're very, very driven in business. Maybe you do a group, you group those people together a little bit more. And then your family, you group together a little bit more because you talk to them a little different. However you do it, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you're following the system of inviting them to a tool and then connecting them to the team and making the most of doing that. So what I was about to say a minute ago is, what tool do you use? CrazyYellowPill.com. What I love about this site is it allows us to have an array of options. Like I just said, with that sweet girl that I was sharing this information with in regards to her father and the cancer, I was very much focused on getting the product information in her hands. So CrazyYellowPill.com/science sends them straight to the piece of the website that is geared more towards the science. The beautiful thing is that if somebody were to explore further on the website and click here and click there and click here, they're going to eventually get their hands on the other portion of information that talks about the opportunity. But if you put /science, then you're going to get the science of NRF2 activation and biohacking and that sort of thing. Another option, crazyyellowpill.com /stories. You guys may or may not be familiar with what we call the Jenny video, but it's basically a video that compiles some of the product videos, but also a girl just kind of talking to camera about her experiences with building a Lifevantage business. Incredible, incredible tool. Maybe not a great fit for every person. crazyyellowpill.com, short, simple, company-provided video. So you guys, we've got so many options as to what tool that you want to use. The important thing is that you pick one and you use it. If you just use crazyyellowpill.com, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It's perfect. It duplicates perfectly. Anybody can join this business and send people to that site and have success. But like I said, you also sometimes in your mind, you go, I would rather it be geared this direction. Then maybe /science or maybe /stories is the better fit for you. Get to know the tools. That way you feel more confident in sharing them. And then it allows you to follow up better because you know exactly what they've watched. Now, why do we need to connect them to the team? Why is that important? Oh, it's incredibly important. It's part of the leverage that we're talking about. You're not going to show a video to someone and it do all of the work for you. In other words, a very, very small percentage of people will watch a video and go, oh yeah, I want to do that. I want to get involved in that. And then you're done and you enroll them. It takes more than that typically. And so connecting them to the tool, to the team, gives third-party validation. It gives a social proof that for some reason our psyche needs to know exists. You know, I use an example a lot of times about third-party validation, and you know, I'll share it with you. Okay, so if I came to you and was like, hey, listen, you would love being around my kids because they are so mannerly. They're, you know, well-behaved. They always use their manners and are respectful. And in your mind, you would probably be going, oh my gosh, really? You're seriously going to say that about your own kids? How weird. And then in your mind, you're probably just going to go off on a tangent. They're probably not respectful at all. If you're that blind and blatant about saying something that's such a blanket statement, so you're not listening, right? But if somebody else comes to you and says, hey, have you ever been around Lynette's kids? They're really good kids. They're respectful and mannerly. And all of a sudden you're like, huh, really? I didn't know that. Okay. It just gives a different level of confidence in what's being said. I don't know why. I don't know why we're that way, but we are. And people will listen to a complete stranger before they'll listen to you. How weird is that? But that is exactly what happens. And so when you're sharing this with people, and I'm going to tell you, I think we've all probably been guilty of this, especially with our family. We think that they're going to listen to us. It's family. Those are the ones who don't. Family is the first one to stop listening. I don't understand it, but maybe they know too much about you. I don't know. But third party is effective because it just gives, like I said, that social proof, that confidence in the fact that someone else out there is validating what you're saying. So what do you do for the team? What does that piece look like? Well, there's a variety of different ways. One thing that we absolutely love using is the three-way chat in Facebook Messenger. It's so effective. You can use videos in there. You can use voice messaging, or you can just type the text. It doesn't matter. But you want to go ahead, and when you do that, you still want to validate the person or the people that you're connecting. If you're using, you know, say Joe for your third-party validation and you're connecting Susie as your contact, then you validate them both. Susie, you're gonna love hearing from Joe. This is what he's done, yada, yada, yada. Joe, Susie is a great friend of mine. She, yada, yada, yada. And Susie, any questions you have, I know Joe would be very equipped to be able to answer them, whatever. Then you connect them, right? The beautiful thing about three-way messenger is that everybody can do it in their own time frame. It doesn't have to be scheduled the way that like a three-way phone call would. Three-way phone calls are incredibly effective. It's how I came into the business. But in today's society, everybody's so busy. Messenger works great. I still feel like doing in-home presentations are amazing because of the feeling that people get in the room, right? You can't create that in a messenger chat. You can't create that on a phone call even. When you're together, for whatever reason, you're able to transfer belief in a different way. You're able to feel the excitement in the room, feel the body language of other people. So for that third-party validation or for connecting people to the team, use the three-way messenger. Use three-way calls if you choose. Use in-home presentations. Use Facebook Lives to invite people to a closed group for that. There's so many ways of doing it. The webinars that we make available as a team, so many ways to do it, but do it because it is duplicable. And that's what it's all about. That's what we're all here to gain. So I hope that some of that was informative to you and helpful. And looking forward to see who's next on the training.
Lynette, thank you so much. That was fabulous. ITT, it's where it's at. And you see this over here? You see that vision board right there? Y'all look at that every day, and it helps me to pick up my phone, invite, use a tool, crazyyellowpill.com, and use the team, third-party validation. Lynette, that was perfect. Cannot ask for better. Thank you so much for taking time to do that for us. Next, you're going to be blown away by an amazing testimony from the heart of a mom. Joanna McMullen out of Florida enrolled as a brand new distributor because of the amazing testimony by her son. Here's a disclaimer. We cannot diagnose, cure, prevent, treat, mitigate any disease, but I want you to listen to the fabulous success that she's had with her amazing son and her daughter, and all she wants to do is spread the word.
Hi, my name is Joanna McMullen, and I am talking to you today from South Florida. I am a new member of the Lifevantage team, and I wanted to take the opportunity today to share a success story with you. But first, I think it's really important to give you some of my backstory and my why as to why Lifevantage has become such an important part of my life and my children's lives. I have two children, ages 12 and 18, both that suffer from skin conditions. They've both had these skin conditions for most of their lives. They have gone to several doctors. In fact, I thought about it today and I was writing down some notes and noticed that they have been to 6 allergists, 2 that were actually on consults, as well as 3 dermatologists, as well as their pediatricians. And for every doctor that we've been able to go to, we have had very little to no success. They have been able to band-aid my children and fix them with Western medicines, but neither of them have ever had 100% success being able to have happy, normal, productive children's lives. Both of them have never been able to really participate in sports. And in South Florida, because of the heat that we deal with and the allergens that are out in the air, they were very rarely able to go outside. My daughter was never able to participate in PE in middle school or high school because that would have required her to be outside for long periods of time, which would increase the itching. My son has never been able to play on a baseball team, on a soccer team. He has always had to deal with sports that may happen inside of a building. However, that really limited us only to swimming, which because of the high amounts of chlorine would have dried out his skin. They've basically lived lives that are not quality as to what parents would want to do with their children. We've been very limited in our opportunities to share experiences with them due to that, and also due to that fact a lot of them, both of them, have had major issues inside of the classrooms dealing with self-esteem and bullying behaviors from other children. My son, in fact, just to give you some background into our story, is he actually had to leave his home school because the bullying that was going on in there was not being handled appropriately, nor was he coming home and telling us what was going on in order for us to try and help rectify those situations. And I pulled him out and put him into my school, which is further away from home, away from friends, so that he would have an opportunity to be more successful inside of the classroom. I was very fortunate this year to have him inside of my classroom to teach him. For several years, he's been in other classrooms and not having a lot of academic success, mostly due to the fact that he was not confident and he would spend most of his days itching and scratching. And just to give an example, if you're sitting here doing this and this and this and this and this, and then you're looking up around you at all the other students who are staring at you, wondering why you're doing this and making these monkey movements, it's really not very conducive to the learning process. Therefore, I was actually able to witness my son inside of a classroom this year still suffer with the self-esteem issues, but at the same time, trying to get him to focus on his academics and his education. As his teacher, my job is to get him to learn. And then if you just fast forward 6-7 months, I ran into a person who introduced me to the Lifevantage company and was able to tell me about a product that may be able to help my son. And at first, when he told me about the product, I have spent most of my life being told by anybody out there, every single type of product that's out there is going to be the one that's going to help with their skin conditions. We have tried every cream that was a medicated cream to the creams that weren't, to all natural, coming from Australia, coming out of Ireland, anything that was on the market from here that was out of the market from somewhere else. We've tried it all and we've had zero success. My daughter's skin condition was so bad that eventually we had to move forward with a rheumatologist who had to put her on immunosuppressant drugs. Those immunosuppressant drugs have helped to give her some quality of life. However, the side effects resulted in cardiac issues. We now have high blood pressure issues. We have cholesterol issues. The course of steroid treatments that she's had has now given her basically osteopenia, which is the precursor to osteoporosis. And I had to take my child, who was a beautiful ice skater, off the ice. We found a sport that she was actually able to do without sweating. She loved it and she was great at it. And she was at the point where she needed to jump. And I told the instructors that I couldn't let her jump because she had too much of a risk of a bone fracture. And even after talking with the allergist, we decided that it was not really a good idea for her to be jumping. So I had to pull her off the ice. And that's really heartbreaking for a parent when you have a child with such big aspirations and you're trying to help forge those aspirations and give them that self-esteem they need. And I had to pull her off the ice due to, the results of these medications that they were providing to her to give her some quality of life. So as a parent, that's something that I have to contend with on a daily basis, of something I had to take her away from. But now to the success. Back to my friend who introduced me to the Lifevantage product, the NRF2 Protandem. At first I said, no, it's not gonna happen. You're just selling me something that everybody else is selling me. I really don't wanna hear about it. And he would end the conversation, and every time that I would mention the bullying and the academics and my fear of my son going off to middle school, to have the opportunity to be successful, he would bring back up the Protandim again. And once again, for, like I said, 2.5 months, I basically said no. And then he sent me a picture of a woman who had a skin condition, and over the process of several months, she was having success with this product. Well, that stopped me in my tracks, because now I'm looking at evidence of somebody showing some type of success with a product that I've never been able to see before. So now I was 100% in. I went right online, I ordered the product, not only for him, but for myself, figuring that if he's gonna take something, I should be taking it as well. And the next day, we were in the classroom, I gave him his NRF2, I took my NRF2, I snapped some pictures of him, and went on with our school day. And I can tell you, honestly, watching this child through that first day, I was starting to see physical changes. And I think one of the reasons why I was seeing physical changes was he was not itching anymore. Like, the itchiness went away and his body was going into the process of healing. I snapped shots the next day, some pictures of him the next day, because to be quite honest, I was pretty blown away by one day's progress when I'm expecting not to see any progress for at least 3 months. I took those pictures again, and once again, the next day happened and I took more shots, because I'm seeing such radical improvement in my son's skin texture, and the healing process that was going on, to me, was extremely phenomenal. By day 4, my son, I would say, was 90% not covered in his skin condition anymore, which to me was the best progress I've ever seen in anything that they use to help treat my son with his skin condition. My son is a different child today than he was for the last 12 years. My son has his quality of life back. He has opportunities now to get involved in sports, because I don't have to worry about the consequences of the sweating or being outside exposed to the allergens that are out there, because there's finally a product out there that is providing the relief and giving a solution to my son's skin issues. I am a proud mother of him. I was also benefited by seeing his test scores as his teacher and his mother, seeing test scores where in the state of Florida, those standardized tests, a level 1 would be where a student is basically not making any progress, a 3 being that they're on grade level. And my son, I am proud to report, scored a level 3. He was a few points from a level 4, which would have had him in accelerated classes. My son has never had really any other scores than 1s and very low 2s for 3rd and 4th grade. So that is a huge success, and fortunately he started taking Protandim 1 week before those tests. He went off and flew to Washington, D.C. and had a fabulous time and a fabulous trip, and for the first time was able to be a kid, and I got the experience of being able to watch him at the end of a school year as a teacher and as a mom be a 12-year-old boy. He was actually egging on kids that were bigger than him. He was having interactions with students that he would never speak to before, and you could just see that confidence in himself building. And we walked out the door one day and I said, "Connor, how do you feel today?" as we were walking to the car. And his response was, "Mom, I feel invincible." And those are the words that any parent would want to hear, is that their child feels like they're on top of the world. So to leave it off, I just want to tell you that I have 100% belief in this product. I have seen success with myself. I've also seen some success with my mother. We both have various issues and conditions that we both deal with, and the both of us were just taking it for anti-aging, for the wrinkles, and we have both seen wonderful benefits from it. So I am a 100% believer in this product. I am now a Pro 1 distributor, and I look forward to sharing this information with as many people out there that are willing to listen and learn about the Lifevantage team and what they have to offer to every person on this planet, and I think that we can reach them all. So thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it, and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
I told you you were going to be blown away by the success of her son just from NRF2 activation. It warms my heart to hear your story, Joanna, about your son and your daughter. What Joanna's going to do is she's going to post the before and after pictures from her son in Team True Blue Facebook page, so keep an eye open for that. Thanks again for that story. So next, we're going to hear how we get paid. Our amazing, aggressive, I think it's the best in the industry, compensation plan. Carrie Arnott out of Canada, huge leader, Pro 6 in the company, is going to share how we get paid. So again, take some notes. Carrie, take it away. Tell us how we get paid. It's so exciting.
Hey, Team True Blue. My name's Carrie Arnott. I am fired up to be on this virtual training today. Super excited. Tori, you are an absolute rock star. Thank you so much for what you do and the inspiration that you give to us as a team and individuals. Big shout out to Brandon. Thank you for entrusting us to do this virtual training. I am excited about having the opportunity to talk to you guys from all over the globe on the topic of the compensation plan. And so the compensation plan is near and dear to my heart, and I'm going to take it maybe a little different twist on it today, but I think that there's so many things that you guys have got to understand with this comp plan to actually benefit yourself and your business. So let me give you a little background on myself. I live on Vancouver Island, Canada. My wife, Laurie, is not here with me today. She's actually traveled down to Victoria to be with her family, who have not been here in the entire 8 years that we've been married. And I, as soon as I'm finished this training, will go and meet up with them. So guys, part of the deal in doing this business is we do what we got to do. And so my background is landscaping and irrigation. I've had my own company, my own business, and have been doing that for, oh man, over 25 years. And it's been great being self-employed. The hard part about it for me is it's been seasonal work and not really good at saving money. And so doing seasonal work every winter has been tough. And so Laurie and I have been married just a couple of years. I decided it's time to change this. It's time to change everything, because I was living that life of insanity of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, the results weren't there. So I started working harder. I started employing more people. I started building a bigger business. And as a result of that, I re-injured my back from a previous injury of several years prior. And it laid me flat out. This was September. Actually, no, sorry. It was August of 2013. I was laid out. I was unable to work. We were coming to the end of the season. And I was feeling desperate. I was feeling depressed. You know, just being honest with you guys, I knew that I had to do something different. I knew that I couldn't keep continuing on the way I was. And even though I had expanded my business, I'd employed more people, drawing more income, it wasn't the solution. And so you've got to ask yourself, how many people do you know in that situation where their body's breaking down, their finances have broken down, they're wanting something more, they're wanting something different, but they don't know what it is. That was me. Okay, I wanted something more, I needed something different desperately, and I didn't know what it was. And so consequently, I was just grinding it out. And so come September 2013, my good wife is on the phone with her son, who at that time was in the Philippines. And she asked him, Nate, what are you doing? Anything new in your life? Mom, I came across something. Don't know if you're interested, but I'll send you a video. He sent us the ABC primetime. I was upstairs in the bedroom, laying down, nursing my sore back, feeling sorry for myself. Laurie yells up, Carrie, you got to see this. A video is just sent. You've got to see this. It's unbelievable. And so I did. I watched it. And so many lights went on in my head. Laurie was thinking, dude, this is going to help your back. I'm thinking, if this is remotely true, if this is partially real, this is going to be massive. And so I did my due diligence. Okay. How many of you guys have done your due diligence before joining? I took the path of the entrepreneur. I spent about 15 minutes. I looked into it. I thought it's on the NASDAQ. You know, it's publicly traded. There's peer-reviewed science. That's good enough for me. Jumped. 15 minutes later, we had called him back. We figured out how to enroll because he didn't know how to enroll us, and we're in. And so what I can say is our lives have been changed since that time. And so how many people do you know that are out there looking, maybe not even looking, but they're praying for something bigger, something better, something different, so they can have the life that they've wanted? We have that gift to offer them. So part of doing this training with the compensation plan, like I said, I'm going to take it a little different angle, is I had done network marketing before. So I'm gonna come clean with you guys. I had probably joined 6 or 7 companies back in my 20s and early 30s, and did not make any money at any of them except for one. Okay, now those of you that have been involved with Lifevantage, you've attended events, you've heard all sorts of stories. Okay, you hear the pop and drop companies. Okay, I got involved with one of those, not knowing anything, but they offered a compensation plan. Okay, now are y'all sitting down? They offered a compensation plan that paid 15% on your first level, 45% on your second level, and 15% on your third level. Now, and that was every single month. So can you imagine? The gears were going in my head because I tried some companies, made zero money at them. Okay, zero, like big goose egg, zero. And so I thought, all we got to do is enroll 2 or 3 people and then help them enroll a whole bunch. And that second level paying 45% is going to be huge. So a friend and I joined this company and we started to go to work. We had no idea what we were doing. We rented a hotel room. We brought people in. There was no upline, so to speak. We heard this on a cassette tape. That's the little tape with the 2 holes and the tape that goes around. Heard it on a cassette tape. And we joined the company. There was no one in our area. We didn't even think about being first, but we saw, wow, 45%. They had some products that were questionable. In fact, some of the side effects people were having were crazy. I don't know if I should be saying all this, but I am. So we joined. The first month, I made like $400. The second month, I had a check that was going to be coming for nearly $2,000 US. So for all of my US friends, because I'm from Canada, $2,000 US was a lot in Canadian money. At the time, it'd be like $3,000. And so I'm thinking, I got it made. I've got this figured out. And the check didn't come. The products didn't come. I tried calling the company. There was no answer. And then a short time later, when I tried calling, sorry, this number is no longer in service. So the company disappeared. So why do I bring that up? Well, they had a compensation plan that was non-sustainable. Paying 75% out in monthly bonuses was ridiculous. The company could not sustain on that. And so I'm gonna a couple other companies, okay? When I looked at Lifevantage, I saw the compensation plan. I saw the overview compensation plan. It was exciting for me because it paid in several different ways. Now, it has changed a little bit since then. We're going to go over the current comp plan, and it's better than it was. But I saw that it paid 3 different ways. I saw that it paid in upfront money. I saw that it paid in monthly. And also there's incentive money, but also paid in legacy income. And that's something that goes for generations. And that excited me. The monthly money was really important to us because when we joined, we didn't have the money to join. We had to go in debt to join Lifevantage. Okay, so hopefully there's a lesson you're hearing there is sometimes something great comes along, you've got to sacrifice to be able to do it. And so a couple of the other companies I was part of, the compensation plans did not reward the new people. And even though there was enrollments, there was volume happening, there wasn't the payments there, and the people that were at the top were making a whack load of money. Okay? So our compensation plan was very attractive to me. I saw something great and really wanted it. And so why is a compensation plan important? You got to get paid. You got to get paid, you guys. If there's no comp plan, you're not getting paid. And if it's not a fair comp plan, sustainability is really, really, really poor. So on the income, you've all seen the income earning statement. You've got the minimum, the average, the maximum. And so our compensation plan can be maximized. So if you want to maximize the compensation plan, I want the whole room, wherever you're at right now, wherever you're doing this training, maximize. I want to hear you say maximize, okay? Maximize. Do you want to maximize the plan, or do you want the minimum? Or do you want the average? Okay, there's a lot of average. Okay, a lot of us fall into that category of average, and there's some that do the minimum. Why would you do the minimum when you can have more? You got to understand some basics. So, for example, if you're going on a trip, okay, so my wife's from Utah. We have driven to Utah from Vancouver Island a few times. It's 1,000 miles. So just think about this for a minute. We get in the car, the tank's empty. How many of you ever felt like you're empty? And we put $10 in, okay? In Canada, that does not go very far, okay? We put $10 in and we drive until the light's flashing, you know, out of gas, find the nearest gas station. And so I think, I know I can get another 20 kilometers, or those of you that know miles, I can get another, you know, maybe 12, 14 miles out of this. And then I find a gas station. And I pull in and I put in 10 bucks. And I start driving again. And the light comes on. And I find a gas station and, oh man, I got to go back because we passed one and I can't get to the next one. So I put in another 10 bucks. Okay. Am I maximizing the efficiency of my car? Absolutely not. I'm going on a minimum. And so think about that. Are you maximizing or minimizing? If you go to the gym, I want to give a huge shout out to Mark Dickey for winning the physique challenge. I want to also, for Canada, give a huge shout out for Fred Hodgins for coming second. Now, these dudes lost a lot of weight. They dropped like 60 pounds. So if they went to the gym and thought, okay, I'm going to crush this, I want to win this contest, and I'm going to do some curls while I'm sipping on my smoothie that's loaded with sugar and carbs and all the good stuff. And guys, if you do a little bit, you will get a little bit. If you put in a little gas, you'll go a little ways. You put in a lot of gas, you're going to go a long ways. I hope you're getting where I'm going with this. The more you can maximize the comp plan, the more return you will receive, and the bigger your team will grow. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about teamwork. So I got a few notes pasted around me. I got to look and make sure I don't forget anything, and helps keep me on track. And so the first thing, now, like I said, guys, I could have all sorts of stuff up on the screen. I will bring a few things up, but there's some key ingredients to maximizing the compensation plan. I'm going to start with number one is 200 PV. If you've got 200 PV, you can maximize the comp plan. Now, there's different ways of getting paid. And so I'm going to write these down, you guys. Write them down. 200 PV, enroll a new person every month with 100 PV, and reach the rank of Pro 3. Basically, those three ingredients will help you maximize the compensation plan in many different ways. In fast start bonuses, and residual income, and generational matching bonus. So 200 PV, enroll a new person every month, whether that's a customer or distributor, and we can talk about a lot more with influencer, but I'm talking the minimum to maximize, okay? Don't know how that works. The minimum to maximize, reach that rank of Pro 3. Such an important rank, such an important rank. So we all know that you can use your customers to get your 200 PV. So I'm going to share something with you guys. This baby right here, this stuff right here is gold. I probably more than double my 200 PV on Axio every month. I'll tell you, that stuff is amazing. So we have a lot of products. We've got new products coming out. Is anyone excited about Super 7? But I'll tell you, we have a Vitality Stack here. How many of you are taking the Vitality Stack? Give a shout out in your room if you're taking the Vitality Stack. I take the Vitality Stack every day. How many of you are using the skincare system? The eye serum just went flying. How many of you are using that? How many of you have pets who are using Pet Tandem? How many of you are wanting to maintain your health and weight with the physique? And dude, look at my hair. You like it? How many of you using this? So it's not hard to get your 200 PV. I'm going to extend a challenge out to each of you, and there's no guilt intended. There's no saying that you have to do this. But if you want to maximize the compensation plan, order a minimum of 200 PV for yourself every month. And the reason I'm saying that is your team will duplicate what you do. So if you're ordering 1 bottle of Protandim when we have all these fantastic products, and then you're getting customers to make up the rest, what will your team do? You can't lie to your team and saying, I'm ordering 200 PV a month, or I'm on a Vitality Stack, and you can't do that, guys. You got to be honest. You got to be honest. So be a product of the product. You will have experiences on your products that you can share. And you're going to maximize the comp plan by having that volume. And so I encourage you at this time right now to stop the video, stop the training, go into your back office and see what your monthly subscription is and add something new to that subscription. Add something in there, maybe a product that you haven't tried yet. Add something in there to enhance your health, your appearance, all the great things that our products do. Add something in there to get up to 200 PV. And if that financially is just not doable, then don't feel like you have to. But if you can, get those products in and on your body. Your team will duplicate, and that is a whole nother training where this could go. Okay, so you got to be a product of the product. You've got to enroll someone every month and reach the rank of Pro 3 as soon as possible. Guys, this is your business. You are in control of your business. Don't let anyone else dictate that. I've known people that forgot to get their order in. Credit card declined because the date had expired and they didn't get their order in. They lost huge commission checks. Be in charge of your business. Know what's going on so you can maximize that comp plan. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen. And you guys can find this in your back office, okay? Under communications, under library. Now, there's a bunch of you on from Canada. There's some from the US. I'm sure there's some from other countries watching this. And the thing to remember is our comp plan is basically the same everywhere. The comp plan between Canada and the US is really no different. PV is PV. Dollars are definitely different. The Canadians pay way more for the products, not way more, but considerably more for the products, but the PV is the same. Okay, we get paid 7 different ways. I'm not going to go through these, you guys. If I have to explain all this to you, it would take away from the time that maybe I can share something with you to help inspire you to go out and do more, be better, maximize that comp plan, and make a difference in your life and your family's life and those that you know. So we get paid 7 different ways. Smart Start bonus, okay? And why do we want to do 200 PV? Because right here, you can see if you're ordering 200 PV or if you've got 200 PV, you're going to get paid 40% on every person's volume that you enroll in that month. If you've got 100 PV to 199, you'll get 30%. So you're leaving 10% on the table by not having 200 PV. Heaven forbid, what if you only had 40 PV? What if you had your 1 bottle of Protandim that you ordered and your 3 customers that their orders didn't go through? Guess what? You do not get paid. You could enroll a platinum pack, which would pay you in the US, that's $400, and in Canada, that's $500. You get paid nothing. So it's so important to have that PV. We're going to zip through here. All I'm going to say, go to your back office, look this stuff up. It'll show you exactly what you need to do to get paid, what you need to get paid. This to me is probably one of the most important ones. It's your unilevel. And if you look at the top, you see the ranks of distributor, Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3. And if you look down on the left where it says unilevel, it shows you how many levels you're getting paid. This is such an incredible way. It's so fair for every distributor because as you start out, you're only getting paid a few levels because you're only a few levels deep. But as your business grows, you go further in depth and your rank goes higher. And so look at the requirements. Look how much volume you need to be a Pro 5. You need 20,000 in organizational volume. And to get paid as a Pro 5, you need 200 PV. So why not have that PV be your own? So you're going to hear that from me a lot. My team's heard that from me a lot. We zip through here. This is a great example for how many legs you need to maximize your commissions. As a Pro 2 to Pro 4, you need 2 legs with a balance, 80-20%. Look this up. I'm not going to spend the time on it. Get together with your team. Have a little team meeting where you're going over the compensation plan. Pro 5 to Pro 9, you need 3 legs with a balance of 60%, 30%, 10%. What does that look like? Get your leaders to draw it out for you. Scrolling down, the generational matching bonus. This one excites me. I love my matching bonus every month. Guys, look it up. And this is meant to be a lesson for each of you. When your team is coming to you asking, how do I do this? How does the compensation plan? Guess what? You can plug them into a video. You can show them where they can find the information in their back office, and that will duplicate through your team so you're not using all of your time to explain it. Have them do it on their time. Dave Fleming, look it up on YouTube, Lifevantage YouTube channel. Dave Fleming does an incredible training on the comp plan. Have your team look at it. If you guys are not understanding all the ins and outs and the details, go on YouTube, go to the Lifevantage channel, look up Dave Fleming. It's phenomenal training. We scroll right down to the elite bonus pool. Self-explanatory. The company takes 4% of the global sales and divvies it up in amongst the elite distributors. It's amazing. So coming off the screen share, it looks like my time is up. Guys, there's so many ins and outs of the comp plan. All I can say is the details are important because you need to be in control of your business. You need to understand exactly what your business is. But the part you need to know is really simple. 200 PV. Guys, choose the products you want and order them. Order them every month. Have them on the subscription. Enroll someone every month and reach that rank of Pro 3 as fast as you can, which will unlock the generational matching bonus. Where the first person that you've enrolled, your first level, company will match 10% of their check every month. That's huge. And then the 5%, 4 more levels. Guys, I hope I brought some value to you today. I know that I didn't get all in depth in the comp plan. I didn't want to. I want you to understand what you need to do to maximize it. And it's really simple. Get everyone on your team at 200 PV. Get that rank of Pro 3 as fast as you can. And there's other benefits. Okay, there's the Pace Setter program. where you're going to earn extra money for Pro 2 and Pro 3. Guess what? If you were just focusing on your 200 PV, enrolling someone every month and hitting that rank of Pro 3, and all of a sudden you're getting extra money, wouldn't it be fun to wonder, where'd that come from? Okay? Instead of, you know what? I've had people like this. I'm going to wait till I got this figured out. Then I'm going to talk to people. Guys, don't wait to get it figured out. Move forward today. Open your mouth. Share what you've got. We have an incredible company, incredible leadership with Team True Blue. I love this leadership. I love this team. I love this company. Lifevantage has forever changed my life. Team True Blue has kept me in the game, because if the leadership wasn't there, if the inspiration wasn't there, man, I would have been gone a long time ago. What we do is not easy. It's hard. But being an entrepreneur is hard. Okay? And that's something you just got to get over. This is hard. But which hard do you want? The hard of grinding it out for the next 20, 30 years, having nothing at the end, or getting uncomfortable and moving forward and upward? Guys, I love you. Going to sign out. My time is done. Going to hand it off to the next one. And everyone have a fantastic day. And we'll see you next month on our virtual training.
Carrie, thank you so much for sharing with us the compensation plan. I took a whole bunch of notes from you. Thank you. I loved the information, and huge shout out to you too for all you do in Canada. So the next is going to be Dr. Gene DeLucia out of Florida, Pro 7 in the company. He's going to share with us the scientific reason why he joined Lifevantage, of course, our products. And I want you to realize, to hear this from a doctor's point of view, of course, it gets me even more excited. So Dr. Gene DeLucia, take it away. Tell us all about our amazing products.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gene DeLucia. I'm a DO and board certified in family medicine. I've been in medicine for over 40 years now. I was asked to talk a little bit about why Lifevantage. Well, let me give you a little background about medicine in general. You know, in medical school, we're taught to diagnose a disease. We're good at putting a name on that disease. And if it's a chronic disease, we're good at giving you pills to treat the endpoint of that disease, a symptom or a number, your high blood pressure, your high cholesterol, your high blood sugar. We treat numbers, okay? We don't have pills to cure those diseases. And in most cases, if you have a chronic disease, that's what we do. And the problem with that is I got very frustrated with that, because I didn't want to just treat an endpoint, a symptom or a number. I wanted to actually help my patients get healthier and live longer. That's the whole idea of health. But unfortunately, in Western medicine, this is not a healthcare industry. This is a disease care industry. And because of that, you know, we unfortunately don't have a lot of interest in your health and good health. We have an interest in your disease. That's what keeps you coming back. That's what keeps you buying a lot of pharmaceuticals. That keeps everybody in business. It's a huge $1 trillion a year disease care industry. That was fine when I was young, but my patient's population was young also. You know, they get something acute, we give them something for it, or they would recover on their own, and everybody was happy. But as I started getting older, my patient population started getting older, I started seeing more and more chronic diseases. And unfortunately, I was passing out more and more pills and becoming more and more disillusioned with Western medicine, because I just didn't feel like I was helping those patients enough. I felt like I was treating symptoms and numbers. And so I started looking. For other ways to help people and myself, because as I was aging, I also was seeing more diseases. And I thought, this is no good. I don't like this aging, and I don't like this disease. You know, in Western medicine, we're very good at what I call name it, blame it, and tame it. That's what we do. But I was not happy with doing that. So I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. I think if you put it out to the universe that you're looking for something, it'll find you. And it did. And then for me, it found me in the way of an ABC News video. My UPS driver at the time, Brian Ceroli, got in past my front office, very persistent. I remember my office manager coming to me and saying, please watch this guy's video and get him out of my hair. He's bugging me. So I did. He came in with Fred Graves. They sat down, set up their laptop, and they said, we just want you to watch this video. And I saw ABC News video, and it was done because there was a published medical study on Protandim Nrf2, and it was shown, the published study showed that Protandim Nrf2 was proven to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. And everyone tested. They tested people all the way up to 80 years old. Understand that lowering oxidative stress is hugely important. Oxidative stress is why we age at the cellular level. It's also connected to hundreds of illnesses, hundreds of diseases. So when I saw that, I thought, wow, this is a big deal. If this is true, if I can truly lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days, that's a big deal. As far as I knew, there was nothing like that. So I got pretty excited. I went home. Actually, I bought a bottle of Protandim from Brian. I went home. I started looking at what there was at the time. There was a few published medical studies. I read through their patents, their studies. I looked to see who Dr. McCord was, and I just educated myself. And it took me about a week to really look through everything I could find. I went back and signed up. I couldn't buy the product anywhere else except from a distributor, so I signed up as a distributor. I got my Protandim Nrf2, and I started giving it to my family, my parents, my brothers and sisters, and the people I loved. I showed them that video. I said, look, I want you on this stuff. This is a big deal. I eventually brought it into my clinic, and the changes I saw were amazing. Myself, my friends, my family, my patients. I got a huge belief that I still have today in Protandim. So that's really where I started. I was also asked to mention or comment on how I would approach another doctor. And I can tell you how I do approach and how I was approached. I was approached by someone asking me if I would watch a short video done by ABC News. And I was handed a couple studies. They were the studies, I think the first and second study done by Lifevantage on Protandim. I liked it, the first study. I still use it today. I like the number 9 study, Oxidative Stress and Health and Disease. I think those are great studies. I even highlight those studies when I give it to a doctor. I want him to be able to look at it quickly and see it. If I were you and you're going to your doctor, I would say, hey, is there any reason why I shouldn't lower my oxidative stress? Or, hey, do you think I should lower my oxidative stress? Most doctors are going to tell you, yes, absolutely. They understand oxidative stress as far as damage. They probably don't know Nrf2. So I would at least approach them that way. Give them the ABC News video, ask them for their email address or whatever contact information you can get. Send it to them. Give them a couple of the studies to look at and follow up with them. Ask them when they could get back, when you can get back with them, because, you know, stroke their ego. Tell them, look, I really respect your opinion. I'd like to know what you think about this. And that's really why I approach a lot of physicians that way. The other way you can do it is this. Medicine has changed a lot. Most doctors now are not solo practitioners. Most doctors are now being bought up by big corporations and their employees. So when I see somebody, especially somebody I happen to know, I say to them, hey, you know, is this what you signed up for? Are you happy in medicine today? Most doctors are not, because as an employee, they're being told how to practice medicine, how many patients to see, more and more computer work, less and less patient time, things that they're not very happy with. And so I always tell them, you know, I found a way out. And then I explain a little bit more about what we're doing in Lifevantage. So those are some approaches you can use depending on your relationship with your doctor or whoever you're approaching. But I think those are things that would get the doctor's attention. For me, it was the science. And I think for most medical professionals, it's the science first. I don't think a lot of us are looking for a network marketing company to join. I certainly was not. But eventually, yeah, I saw the business for what it was. And yeah, thank you, Lifevantage. Got me retired in about 3 years. The other thing I was asked to just go over overview of some of our products. So obviously, Protandim Nrf2 is our flagship product. 26 published peer-reviewed studies, now patented. We have exclusive rights to Protandim. It's exciting to be part of. It's exciting to see this company grow to $250 million, but it will be a multi-billion-dollar company someday. It's fun to be part of that. It's exciting to help people, and that's really why I got into this, because I saw a better way to help people than just sitting in my office and seeing my 25 or 30 people a day. So it's a lot of fun. This will be an everyday household name worldwide one day. I truly believe that. And I want to be part of that. So the Protandim NRF2 is clinically proven to lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. Oxidative stress is why we age. It's cellular level. It's the rusting of our body. It's cellular damage. It's progressive, but it's also linked to hundreds of diseases. I want to help people. I want to help them be healthier. I want to help them live longer. And so that's what we have in Protandim NRF2. We now have Protandim NRF1, another hugely important product, another synergistic blend of herbs that will activate our mitochondrial production. So we can make new mitochondria. We can repair our damaged mitochondria. All our mitochondria and all our cells produce all our energy. So they get damaged by those same free radicals as we age. That shortens the life of the cell, that reduces the amount of energy our bodies can produce, so we can repair those mitochondria, encourage neogenesis, building new mitochondria, which translates into more energy, and more energy translates into a longer cell life and a healthier life. So that's really what we have. When we manufacture more energy with NRF1, we make more free radical production. So NRF2 is there to gobble up those free radicals. So I tell people these are made to take together. So that's really what I would like to have everybody on. Obviously, we have other fantastic products, our Vitality Stack with Omega plus vitamin D in it, things that we've recommended to people for years. Now we have the highest quality ones, and our very unique probiotic, which is time-released, made to make it past our stomach acid and then get down into the lower part of our intestinal tract where it's supposed to be. And then also added to it is a patented product called Wellmune, an immune booster. So we have many, many products. Another one coming out soon, which will be a huge, huge breakthrough. So I'm excited to be part of this company. Thank you for asking me to do this video, and goodbye.
Dr. Jean DeLucia, thank you so much for that amazing presentation on our products. I love hearing this from you, and it just makes me know that we're in the right time, right place. We have the best products, best company in the world. So thank you again. So you're ready to have a little fun? I've got a special guest here. She came to my house. She lives right around the corner. Miss Sandy Shorley, Pro 3 in the company. So I hope you're ready to hear this story. It's amazing. All right, guys, our last person for the day is this girl, Sandy Shorley out of Houma.
Hey.
I'm telling you, we're having so much fun. She actually came to my house, but I wanted her with us today so that we could close out this training, because I remember back in 2013, we were running hard, and this girl hit Pro 3, and because of her belief, and she was doing everything she was supposed to do. But what happened, Sandy? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, okay, so in 2013, I actually got involved with Lifevantage at a time when I was just doing some self-reflecting. I was a full-time police officer, and my job was really stressful. I was never home, trying to make ends meet, you know. And at that time, I saw Sarah Cox's Facebook, and she looked so happy, and she was traveling, and I simply sent her a message, and it said, "Hey, you look happy. I want to be happy. What are you doing?" And so she replied back for us to get together. We eventually did. And I watched the video. I immediately fell in love with what I saw, but it took a little while, you know. Right. But I did. I like to say that I had divine intervention, because I had my confirmation 3 different times at a chiropractor's office. He told me about it. And then I went to Dr. Mike Watkins' office, and he had a video playing in his waiting room. So I called her up, signed up without even taking anything. And I hit the floor running and became Pro 3. And then life happened. And we just kept dealing with different personal things at the house. And let's see, probably about 2015, I kind of went away for a little while. And then in January, I knew that I had to start figuring life out again because my daughter was going to be joining my son in private school, and having to pay 2 tuitions was going to be a lot.
Yeah.
So I was either going to have to get another job or just get back active in Lifevantage, which I love Lifevantage. So they had an event coming up in South Carolina in February. So I called Sarah, and actually they rode with me. We took a road trip
I
to.
bet that was fun.
It was fun. We even cramped up into a little hotel room together.
Oh, fun.
But yeah, so I went to the event and I was lit up, and I hit Pro 3 that next month. So from Pro 1 to Pro 3 the next month, and won the Influencer Award.
Oh, that was so
at
exciting.
This event.
Kansas City.
Yes. I had my team, some of my team members come with me. I had 4 members come. So that was new and exciting. And now I'm going to try to, I'm not going to try, I'm going to reach it again. And I'm going to help my team reach the Influencer Award, because that was super fun. You get preferred seating, all the things. It was super fun.
So what did you do to hit Pro 3 in a month? I know, but I want you to tell them, because our phones did not stop.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. She would call and she would say, "Hey, I need you to talk to this person."
Yeah.
And they, by the way, they're signing up on a Gold Plat. On a Gold Plat. Here. I mean, it was so much fun. But what are you doing with your team? What's going on?
So we have home meetings, and they know I'm always there to help validate for phone calls and whatnot. I help send out the text messages to their friends and family, and but the home meetings, even after the meetings, we would stay and do trainings, and we would call. I know we had a training one time at my house where you came, and within 45 minutes we said, let's go live, and we invited over. It was a ridiculous amount of people.
It was ridiculous. It was crazy.
200-300 people were invited between everyone that was there in 45 minutes, and we went live on Facebook.
Yeah.
But there's no fear. It's get it done.
She's bold.
Yeah.
Very, very bold.
Yeah.
Because why? It's your belief.
Yeah. And I kind of don't ask them. Like, if I feel like a couple of my team members, I'm like, you're doing this with me. You have to do it. It's too much fun, and you have to have the fun with me. And they just give me that opportunity to share it. And once you share with them, and they can, they feed off of your energy.
And you have some energy.
I do. So take some of my energy.
Before we close, I want everybody to know they've heard ITT, all about the products, the compensation plan. We had a huge testimony today. Let everybody know how important it is to stay plugged in, to go to the home meetings, have a home meeting, put it on Big Blue, go to the events. How important is it?
Oh, it's very important. And I was telling Tori earlier, even when I did take that step back, Sarah was still messaging me. And even if I didn't always reply, I was still paying attention. And now that I went back to the event, I won't miss another event, and I tell my team that, and you can't get that, even if you can't get that belief anywhere else.
Right. You have to surround yourself with people that have a vision, that have a purpose, that want to make it in Lifevantage, and that's what you do.
Yeah. And I keep myself around those type of people.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. We have so much fun.
Yeah.
So, Sandy, thank you for sharing. Congratulations on Influencer.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go help your team reach Influencer.
We're meeting tomorrow.
That's right. We have a whole meeting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing your belief and your excitement. So guys, we're going to close this up. I hope you had a fabulous training. Don't forget to use your app. Don't forget teamtrueblue.org. Everything is there that you need. You don't need anything else but that. We have Crazy Yellow Pill. That's all I use. I send out those videos. I send out the information. I use ITT, Invite Tool Team. I want to thank everybody that participated today. It was an exceptional training. Lynette Cunningham, thank you so much. Joanna, Dr. Jean DeLucia, Carrie Arnott, everybody, thank you so much for participating. And Sandy, thank you for bringing the energy and closing this out strong. Love you, girl.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all. Have a fabulous day. Go out there. Do what it takes. Let's make August the best month ever.
Yes.
Bye.